like February tips, but it's really transitioning out of winter and into spring. That's a transition. And if you're new to beekeeping, starting in the spring, you can follow us here. This is for you too. I'll try to make an exception. I'll try to work that into my teaching too. But what you want to do when you come out of winter, those of you that have bees alive, fingers crossed. Oh, let me set my screen up. I want to come over here. I'm a little bit bigger over here. Okay. You come out of winter, and I hope your bees are still doing okay. And what you need to do is concentrate on feeding those bees. Do not give up. Don't give up. Keep feeding them. And one of the things, depending on where you live, February, today's, what is it, the 6th? So you're going to be, oh, by the way, this is live. So many people ask me, though, this is not live, but this is live right now. Now, if you jump in here late, it won't be live unless you forward. Or if you're watching it the next day, it's not live. You're watching the replay. So you can always watch our live stream. If you miss it, it's always online. You can watch it. It just won't be live. All right. So keeping your bees fed is so important. Right now, you might be feeding them fondant or our Winter Be Kind or something like that, harder candy. Need to do that. Keep doing it. When do you shift and start feeding liquid? Now, I start shifting about the time it gets 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the daytime on a real regular basis, and bees are flying. I got to have bees flying to feed them liquid because they want to defecate more when they drink and consume that liquid I put my additives in there. Okay. So you got to do that. You got to keep feeding them. Please don't give up feeding them. They need feeding more now going into spring than they did a little bit back when it was colder. They don't eat as much when it's colder. They don't consume as much. They don't have as much brood that they start raising. But now we got longer days. Oh my gosh. Today, I think I went outside. I heard a helicopter go over and I went out to watch a helicopter fly over. I live way out in the country. And it was 6:10 when I watched that helicopter fly over. I could still see, a little bit of sunset. It's 10 after 6. And then we changed the time in March. Woo! Can't wait. Okay. Anyway, so don't think that spring is here. We're going to get more daylight now, and bees will start laying more eggs. The queen will lay more eggs. They need more food. So you shift feeding when it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer. You can start feeding them liquid. They'll start taking that liquid. But if it turns off cold to your surprise, and it's not going to hold 50 degrees for a few days, you might want to jump back to the Winter Be Kind harder fondant or whatever until it warms up again. Now let's talk about inspecting your hives. By the way, those of you that are new to beekeeping in the spring and you're getting a package or a nucleus pretty soon, whenever you get that, I do think it's a good idea to feed those bees. On a nucleus, not as essential because that nuke comes with food in it. But on a package, yeah, got to feed them from the top, especially if you got undrawn comb and you might have some cold weather, they're not flying. They're going to really be bad off, maybe perish without food. So feed them from the top. Okay, so inspection. When should you inspect? It kind of depends on where you live. I know some of you are going to warm up a lot faster than I am. Those of you in the deep south, you're going to have warm weather. My brother lives in Louisiana, Ruston, Louisiana, and he likes to rub it in. Hey, David, what's the temperature at your house? Oh, it's 32. Oh, it's 72 here, So it's different. I understand that, but it doesn't matter where you live. This is what you always have to remember. You got to wait till it's 65 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer in order to begin inspecting your colony. I believe that's 18 degrees Celsius. So just remember that, got to be 65. And I'm not pulling frames up because I could actually kill some developing pupae. So that's the rule no matter where you live. It doesn't matter. Don't go by the calendar date, go by the day, Now, if you start inspecting too early, like let's say it did warm up to almost warm enough for me to inspect my bees a few days ago, but I didn't because of this very reason. I could accidentally kill my queen, drop her in the grass, didn't know it, step on her. I could do something silly like that or squish her. And what do I do now? I can't get a queen, too cold, right? That's the problem of doing an inspection too soon. Never inspect your hive unless you know you can either raise a queen or buy a queen if you kill the queen. Ba-ba! That's brilliant right there. That's the answer. A lot is built into that answer, by the way, because it's got to be later in the year for them to make queens they can ship to you. So wait until then. Okay. Another thing I want to encourage you guys to do in this transitional period between winter into spring is to hold your course, hold the course, because if you start jumping the gun, and I know all of us are, we're tempted to jump the gun. We really are. You get excited. You've been cooped up in the house. You got cabin fever. You didn't take enough vitamin D, get enough sunshine or something. And now you just want to jump the gun. You want to go out there. You want to get into those bees. You can't wait and you do it. Too many things can go wrong. Hold your course. Don't rotate boxes yet. Don't go in there and start doing things yet. Like I said, unless you can get a queen, if you kill her, unless you can really ensure that it's warm enough to inspect, hold the course. It's okay. You got time. Okay. Don't ruin what you've got going for you now. If your bees have made it this far, please don't be the reason that you are going to cause your bees to die. All right. Another thing you need to do is prepare your equipment. Now, if your hive is doing really well, then you need to have another hive on standby to put that swarm in, or the split. If your hive is doing good, they're going to reproduce and make another hive. That's going to be a split that you force, or it's going to be a swarm that you allow or accidentally allow, right? And you can't put them in a shoebox. You can't go inside and get a clothes basket and try to put a swarm in a clothes basket. And I tell you what, you got to be able to have something ready. You at least need a bottom board deep, 10 frames, and a top cover to put a swarm in. Get that purchased, make it on the saw, whatever it takes, get the swarm box ready. And for every hive you have, you need another box. Ooh, that's like pocketbook pain right there. You got 10 hives, you could have 10 swarms. You're going to have, right? So you need 10 places to put 10 more hives. Now, if you're really good at using the Demarest method that I have a video on, you might be able to keep them together, but you might want more hives. So purchase the hives that you need. Those of you that are new in the spring and you've already purchased your bees, or you've almost purchased your bees, by the way, thank you guys for purchasing bees from us. We appreciate it. We have packages and nukes for sale. But remember, get your equipment purchased before you get your bees, okay? Every year, there's always people who wind up getting their bees and they failed to order or get their equipment, or the equipment got delayed and now they got their bees, no place to put them. So be sure and work that out. Get your equipment, prepare your equipment ahead of time. Those of you that maybe lost a hive in the wintertime, I'm sorry to hear that. You got a lot of experience. Don't beat yourself up. Just let it go. It happens. Sometimes it's just luck, bad luck. It happens. So let's move forward. Don't look back, move forward. And then what you want to do is prepare that equipment. More than likely, your bees are fine. They didn't die of a disease or anything. Reuse that same equipment. The comb's drawn out. It'll help the new package or nuke really get a good start. But you ought to go out there and prepare it. Scrape off propolis, get it kind of any wax moth in there, clean stuff up, scrape things out. Get it ready for your new bees, all right? Do that. Yeah, I've got a lot of videos that I've made this winter on how to do it, so check those videos out. And now you need to get the pocketbook out and make some purchases, all right? So let's talk about purchases. What do you need to buy? Well, you're going to have to buy your bees or your packages if you haven't done that yet. Oh, by the way, a lot of people are sounding the alarm, ding, 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 of so many more bees dying this year. I've heard that over and over again. I've heard people say they died in the fall. I've heard people saying they're dying right and left now. If that's true, then you're going to have to really start thinking about, I need to replace my dead outs with new bees. And so some of you may need to purchase packages or nukes. I don't know if this is going to happen. I'm just getting this out there kind of to help you out. We don't want to see places sell out of bees before you get a chance to buy them. So wherever you buy your bees or your nukes from, if people are losing a lot of bees, they may quickly buy up all the bees available to replace those. So keep ahead of that, okay? Get your hive equipment purchased. And then I think you need to think about it, especially if you're a new beekeeper. Think about the suits and the gloves. I'll tell you what, I love working bees without my gloves. I never work without I always wear a hat and a veil. Let's say that. I like my suit, but I like my hat and veil better. But I don't mind wearing gloves one bit. It's fine. I think if you're a new beekeeper, I would strongly encourage you to wear protective gear, a bee suit, and gloves until you get more familiar and comfortable with it and build up your confidence. Okay. Don't go out there and as a hero and try to think, okay, I'm not scared of bees. Well, it doesn't matter if you're scared or not. They're going to defend their hive. So be careful, be safe. And then you want to think about the tools that you need. You need a hive tool, you need a smoker, you need a bee brush. There's essential tools like that that you need to have on hand for your bees. And so those of you that have been beekeeping a while, be sure and see if your smoker's okay. Or did you leave it out all winter beside that beehive and it's got all smashed and rusted over? So check your tools, make sure you're ready for spring. Now, something else I want to throw in here, because I always like to think outside the box to kind of broaden all of our view about things. And one of the things that I really benefited from last year is I was trying different chemical treatments on bees, trying them out. And they all require a mask or goggles and then a breathing organic vapor mask or something like that. And so my friend Patrick, is Patrick here tonight? I don't have a chance to look at the comments, but Patrick brought his mask for me to wear in some of our videos, and you've probably seen that. But it's one piece. It's a shield, which a lot of these treatments require, and then it has the breathing mask. You breathe safely through the mask. Let me make a comment about this. Those of you that there's a lot of beekeepers who don't really follow the label when it comes to wearing protective gear. I've seen it on YouTube, and I think that's really a shame to do it on YouTube because you're misleading other people. But I know there's a lot of people that feel like I don't need to do that. Let me tell you, I know a lot of beekeepers that have been injured and hurt because they breathed in one of these treatments. And someone the other day told me that even oxalic acid can, I think somebody, I don't know, they said it can hurt your kidneys or it collects in your kidneys or something. And all of these different strong vapors are very dangerous. They really are. And even I know I wore a mask and a face shield when I handled the Viroxan, the new Viroxan. I could still, when I'm taking my mask off in a safe area, I can still, I don't get hit with the harshness of the Viroxan strips, but I can still smell it. And I'm thinking, oh, wow. So you need to be careful. You can lose your eyes. You can damage your lungs. You could really cause serious bodily injury. Please don't be the tough guy and try not to wear the proper gear. Protect your face, your lungs, and your hands. If it says you need to wear long sleeves, please wear long sleeves. You don't want to sit around with your arms burnt. A lot of things happen. I'll say this the nice way. Stuff happens, people. Stuff goes wrong in the bee yard. All it takes is a big gust of wind to flip something upside down, and all at once you got something not where you wanted it to be, and you're breathing it or something. Oh, by the way, this face mask, let me show it to you. I brought it in here to see. I haven't purchased mine yet because Patrick would just bring his, but I'm going to buy one. I have the, what is it called? The organic, the vapor, it's called an organic vapor mask. That's what we need. Not a painter's mask or anything like that. It's got to be that organic vapor mask. But I bought the filters, and I think they're 3M filters, but I think that one comes with it. But you just screw them on there. Guys, this is a whole shield mask. This is like $25. How cheap is that, right? Dang. I got a description in this live stream down in the description for an Amazon link to it. We are an Amazon affiliate where we get a few pennies if you do buy from us. So I just want you to be aware of that. If you don't want to, go somewhere else to buy it. But anyway, it's not a paid promotion video. This is just me helping you out. This is what I'm going to buy because I liked wearing Patrick's, and it really was good. It wasn't, this says anti-fog. Yeah, it says anti-fog. I think it pretty much was, but it's still, I was able to wear this one under my hat and veil on my bee jacket. And that I like that. I don't want to have to not wear my hat and veil, right? To be safe. So you got stuff like this that you really need to think, be prepared for this, because you are going to have to treat your mites as soon as possible. Yeah. So in other words, when you come out of spring, or you start beekeeping in the spring, I really advocate, please treat your mites ASAP. Yeah. Treat them as fast and as soon as you can. They're going to get the upper hand on you really quick. You're going to cry when they die or get sick or don't grow very fast. Now, my opinion, I don't hold the only, my opinion, I'm not trying to say is the only way. I don't ever claim to have all the answers, and I don't claim that you have to do it my way. I think there's a lot of ways that are right to keep bees, and I respect anybody that wants to try it their way. I don't care how you do it. Just follow, the reasonable protocol in beekeeping, and you'll be good. Understand bee biology. But here's my opinion. Test for mites with an alcohol wash. You need to have less than 3 mites per 100 bees. And then you need to wait a week or two and then test after you treat it to see if that treatment worked. You need to do this ASAP in the spring. Now you got to have good weather. Like I said, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. You got to have good weather to pull frames up. You got to have a strong colony to test 300 bees that you're going to lose in the test. Now, what's the best treatment? Well, you know my opinion on that. The best treatment is a treatment that works best for you with your hive configuration, the time of year you're using it, what your problem is or what your mite count is. And so you're going to have to decide what is best for you. If you don't want to go to the bother to find out what treatment is best for you, please let me encourage you to accept this challenge of understanding the treatments. We only have about a handful of treatments that are real common in beekeeping, less than that really, but the common ones, it's a handful of them. It doesn't take long at all for you to research it and learn what temperatures you can use it, supers on or off, how long you keep them in the hive. I really think that's part of beekeeping. If you're going to learn bee biology, if you're going to learn harvest time, if you're going to learn extraction, if you're going to learn the caste of the bees, if you're going to learn about beekeeping, please learn about treatments, because that way you'll keep your bees alive. And I think these are the ways that's going to help us transition from, in February, from winter into spring, because hopefully your bees have been raising brood, and that brood means they're raising mites. Get ahead of the treatment. All right. Well, that's my thoughts on how you can really improve your transitional period from winter into spring. Yep, that's good. Good beekeeping tips right there on this critical time of the year when we're trying to pull these bees through and get them started. And we're still waiting for spring. And then as soon as spring hits, the bees will go crazy. They'll start raising brood as soon as the nectar flow starts with dandelions. My bees, they usually go out first to my maple trees. Maple trees produce a good pollen, some nectar, long before dandelions do. And my bees will be buzzing. In cold weather, they'll be all over those walnut trees. We have a lot of walnut trees. Walnut? Nah, maple. I'll go back. I think I jumped the gun. It's maple trees. So we have a lot of maple trees. Yeah. We have a big maple tree right near our house that is huge, but it's getting smaller because the weather keeps destroying it and dumping it on our house. Oh my gosh. This year I'm going to have to get an arborist out here to trim it. I can't take any more hits with big limbs and having my house rebuilt. That's terrible. So anyway, that'd be a good period of time. Watch the maple trees. Bees are on maple trees. Spring is pretty darn close. All right, good. Hey guys, let's get into some question and answer time. It's 7:30. That's what we do at 7:30. All right, David, how many seams of bees does one need going into winter? I live in Illinois, so I'm not sure where you live, but I like to have 4 to 6 sheets or frames of brood. There's about, roughly you could have as many as 7,000, 3,500 on each side of a deep frame of brood. So you want to go into winter with 40 to 60,000 potential bees that will be emerging as bees of winter physiology. 4 to 6 is going to be important. Makes all the difference. Yeah. You've heard that commercial beekeepers have lost 45%. I heard 50 of their hives so far. Have you heard whether these are similar losses suffered by backyard beekeepers and sideliners? No, I haven't. No, I hear from different commercial beekeepers and different backyard beekeepers. It's all over the board. Some haven't lost any. Some have lost them all. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be too far off from average, though. What do you do with your leftover honeybee kind? It's a winter bee kind. I think that's what you mean. Half-eaten winter bee kind is on the hive when winter is over. What I do is I will take it really far away from my hives in the spring and I'll set it out there. But what you'll notice is bees won't really go to it because if there's nectar out there, they prefer there. So I would just break that off, discard it. Yep, I would. See if they'll take it, but if they don't, just get rid of it. Sugar isn't that expensive in that little quantity. Hey, Richard, have you ever heard of a fire drill, something that bees do before they swarm? Fire drill. I like the terminology. I'm thinking there's a lot that goes on inside the hive, actually. When Tom Seeley in his Democracy of the Honeybee wrote a lot about this in that book. It's a wonderful book if you don't have it. But he does talk about how the bees will make a lot of noise. They run up alongside of the queen. They try to get her out of the hive. They vibrate. They run around. They warm her up and everything. I wonder if that's what's going on inside the hive. I've not noticed anything unusual outside the hive, although I will tell you this from experience, bees will reduce foraging just before a swarm, sometimes half a day before a swarm. You'll see, you might go out there and one hive isn't really foraging and all the other ones are. They're just packing up, ready to move out. So that's an alarm signal that I get sometimes. Good. Fire drill, huh? Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy lives in South Texas, 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 to 60 at night. Nice weather. Sounds like my summer. For the next 10 days, should I be feeding 1-to-1 sugar water first winter beekeeping? Hey, Jimmy, yeah, I would do that. Absolutely. If it does turn cold, try to pull the sugar water off at least a couple of days before the cold hits, because we want to give time for the bees to defecate what they've consumed. Like, I don't want to feed them and then sugar water and then they can't go potty. So a couple of days before cold snap, stop the liquid. Just let them, cleanse the gut out, especially if it's going to maintain and stay cold for a long time. Yep. Huckleberry. What's the easiest way to split single deep hives and when? You always want to split hives about the time that they normally swarm. And that doesn't, see, that advice doesn't matter where you live. Some people follow people in different climates on YouTube because they say, well, that person is more in my climate. Well, it doesn't really matter about climate because you just need the information. So here's the information. Bees are going to swarm naturally. And whatever that is in your area, you want to be about a week ahead of that, maybe 2 weeks, and make your split before they swarm. Isn't that brilliant? And how's the easiest way to split a single deep? Take out 4 frames and just take the old queen with those 4 frames, a couple of frames of brood, a couple of frames of honey. You got to split, let the old hive raise a new queen. Wow. I love it. Brilliant. Hey, Tom. I've been watching a lot of your videos to get myself ready for my bees in 2 or 3 months. Question is, I noticed that you don't have inner covers on your hive. Are they not necessary? Tom, welcome to my channel. I have made a pickup truckload of videos about why I don't use inner covers. And a long time ago, several years ago, I kept teasingly saying, why do people keep asking me this? I've answered it 100 times, but then I realized you're new. You've not heard me answer why. Here's why. I used to use inner covers all the time. And then I started working with commercial beekeepers that use migratory lids and they don't use inner covers. And I thought, my inner cover is one more piece of equipment that's getting in my way, even though I use telescoping lids. So I started experimenting to see, will it be better if I don't use inner covers? One less piece of equipment to work with. And everything worked great. And so I just decided never to use inner covers. It does help sometimes getting your top cover off. And it does help in the wintertime with some air barriers, but I use the winter bee kind anyway. There are benefits to an inner cover, obviously. Some people use it to take their honey supers off. They use a little, can't remember the name of it now, the little thing that goes in the hole of the inner cover, keep the bee, or allows the bees to clean out of the super. They go through the little hole, the trap door, and they can't get back up there. There are some pros to it, but for me, it's just easier not to fool with it. That's my answer. It's not a good one. Patty, Southeast Ohio. Southeast Ohio. I used to live in Middle Ohio. Checked hives last week. Temperature 62, well populated. The third frame, no, wait a minute. The third had one frame covered. Sugar bricks all on, not touched yet. Possibly of week, one surviving. So you were in Southeast Ohio and you did a hive inspection. Patty, it's a little early to make your hive inspection. You must have went out there that day that I wanted to. But I again caution all of you not to be inspecting your hive if cold weather is around the corner, because if you kill your queen, then it's over. You won't be able to get a queen to replace her. So be careful about that. But it's hard to say that they probably haven't touched your sugar bricks because they just have their own honey in there. That's what I'm thinking. I've got a hive like that too in the back. I made some videos of me working my bees that warm day. I didn't pull any frames up. I just looked, but there was one that a big hive, and they haven't touched the winter bee kind at all. Interesting, but it was full. How do bees orientate themselves when you block off the bottom entrance for winter? Well, you remember that the bees that are really wanting to be orientated to where they live are mainly just the older forager bees that remember summer, but most of them are died in the winter. So your bees in there, winter bees, aren't really foragers. They don't know where they live yet. They haven't taken the orientation flight. So if you do allow them a chance to go in and out the top entrance and block the bottom off, they are just so good about keeping track of where they live. Just like when you park your car, no matter where you park it or how far away you park it, you remember how to find your car. What? You don't? Well, you're supposed to, and you can, you beep it with your little panic key. I've done that before. I remember my dad had a big, thanks, Jack, for your donation tonight. My dad had a tennis ball on one of our antennas on the car. He wanted to find his car all the time. Okay. By the way, thank you guys for making your super chat sticker donations. It does cost a penny to make the live streams. It takes money to make the mission, the merry-go-round, so I appreciate it. In Illinois, what is your minimum temperature you will top feed early in the spring to try to get a foraging crew to catch the April? I've roughly had 70. Yep. So the way that I do it, Jordan, is the magic number is 50 degrees for several days. 50 degrees for several days, feed from the top, 1-to-1 with additives. Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate it, Wayne. And if you do that, then pull it off a couple of days before a cold snap comes so your bees can defecate and kind of clean their gut out before they get locked into another cluster. So yeah, 50 degrees Fahrenheit wins for me. South Carolina here. Hey, Chris, hope to see you at the conference coming up. South and North Carolina being together. I'll be a keynote speaker out there March the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Looking forward to that trip. Trying to decide between the Demarest and traditional split. Weather permits. Only one hive. Want to balance honey production with keeping my queen safe. Thoughts? For me, I would not. If you're not a real experienced beekeeper, I would try just making that split. The Demarest method is pretty complex. It's simple, but it's complex. So yeah. Hey, Mark, thanks for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate it. Good. Hey, Brian, thanks for your donation tonight. Can you use an entrance reducer as a mouse guard? I tried one of those green plastic mouse guards that have sliders, and it seemed that the bees got congested. I found so many dead bees, I thought I lost my colony. A entrance reducer, it's a 3/4 inch stick. You're cutting it in half. That's going to be 3/8. So I guess you would be at 3/8 opening. That would seem like it would keep a mouse out. Yeah, I think so. Oh, they can squeeze through tiny little holes. Wow. Oh, great questions tonight, everybody. Already answered that question. Didn't I? Yeah. Sebastian, can I cut up medium frame honeycomb and fit them into a deep frame? Do you mean the opposite? I think you mean cutting up a medium super and making it fit into a deep. Can I cut a medium honeycomb and fit them into deep frames? I'll go with that. Yeah, you can do that. They won't fit well. You'll have to get a staple gun, like a air compressed stapler and staple the comb up at the top if you're using plastic. And then because you don't want it to fall down out of your deep, or rope it off or something. And then you're going to let the bees build the other half in the deep. Guarantee you though, it's going to be drone comb. Yeah, if you put half of it in there and let them make the other half, 80% chance it'll be a drone comb. They'll raise drones in it. Seen it all the time. Thanks for your donation, Tom. And you guys I see your donations coming in. I appreciate all that. Oh, did you put Tom's up there? I didn't get a chance to read his. Okay, we'll come up back to him. I acquired an 8-box medium that has been dead for 5 years. I power washed it. Should I scrape it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Scrape it, scrape. I would even take a little torch like I made in my videos and torch it quite a bit. Burn the wood a little bit. I mean, yeah. You don't know what you're getting. Start with new frames, please. Don't use old frames. That's too risky. If you don't know the source, why they died, it's risky. Oh, I've been enjoying your videos for the past 1.5 years. Well, thank you. That's a lot of endurance. Was fortunate to get both hives through winter. Good to hear. No dandelions blooming yet, but warming. Too early to start adding pollen patties to fondant. In Virginia, North Virginia. Not really. No, you can do it. That would be fine. Just do it on warm days. That'd be fine. Yep. Thanks, Christopher. Appreciate your donation for the super sticker tonight. All right, let's do something fun for 2 minutes. Are you ready? All right, what we're going to do for 2 minutes is rapid fire questions, because I still got a lot to do tonight. So 2 minutes of rapid fire. These are going to be quick answers, okay? So Jessica and Sherry, Robbie, whatever, you guys got to just go to town, plopping them up fast. Here we go. I'm ready. Hi, David. If I replace my queens every fall, will it help swarming in the spring? Yes, very much so. Proven, scientifically studied. Can I put a top liquid feeder board on top of my candy board? The bees will have access to both. No, probably not. The candy board is going to be too solid. They won't have access to the liquid. Can you use infrared thermometer and check to see if they are warm and thus alive? Yep, made videos about it. Gave one of those away on my live stream one night. Absolutely. I love it. I'm out running your posting. Come on. Are there any natural treatments for mites? There are non-chemical treatments for mites. Green drone comb, powdered sugar, breaking their queen's brood cycle, things like that. They don't use chemicals, but they're more, I guess, non-chemical ways. Yeah. How many drawn out frames do they swarm trap need? Oh, they don't really need any. You just need a bucket for them to land in, but it's fun if you can put 2 or 3 in there. At least a minimum of 2 or 3. Yep. 1 more minute. I lost a colony due to deformed wing virus. Is the hive body usable, or do I need to burn it? Oh, I wouldn't burn it. Viruses die with the bees once the bees are out of there. I wouldn't be too worried about it, but I probably, for me, I might start with new frames. The box is fine. Hey, Mike, can bee booster make them lay more eggs? There is I think you're talking about a brood booster. And yeah, there are products that you can do to boost brood, and it does make them raise more brood. I've used it, and it's really wild. All right, 1 more. Does having the fermented sugar feed smell coming out of winter set an alarm? Yes. I mean, they pick that up. Whether they like it or not, that's up to them. So I don't think they're crazy about it, but all of the bee bread is fermented, but it doesn't really, it has a smell, but not a real bad smell. All right, let's, Robbie, let's talk about some of the special announcements before we go into the other stuff. Special announcement. I got an ultimate giveaway to give away for my online class. Special announcements. Let's talk about the package bees. I'm going to be giving away a package of bees on the live stream next week. Okay, next week, giving away a package of bees. They're not cheap anymore, and they don't look like that anymore. Ours are in the plastic bee bus. But listen up, folks. We're not shipping it. You got to come get it where we live, okay? Okay, so you have to come get it. And so next week, don't try to win it if you can't come and get it. Okay. We'll have some special rules or things in our description next week. But in other words, if you do win it and you say, well, I'm sorry, I can't come get it. Can I use, what does a package cost? $150. You might say, can I use $150 on something else? No. If you win a package, you have to come get it. If you don't come get it, you lose. Okay. I'm just saying, you got to be able to, you got to be able to come get it. Simple as that. All right. The other announcement coming up. Hey, Ryan, thanks. It was good talking to you on the phone last week, Ryan. Thanks for your donation. The next announcement is on February the 27th. We have Dr. David Peck, a friend of this live stream. He has been on some live streams with us before, and I really appreciate Dr. Peck so much. He's great. And you guys love him. Of all the guest speakers I've had, you guys just blow up when he comes on. He's going to be on to talk about treatments. You guys are always trying to get treatment questions out of me. I'd rather you get them out of Dr. David Peck. Dr. David Peck and I work together at EAS with the Master Beekeeper program. So we've spent some time together there. And he's just an all-around great guy. If you're new to my live stream, my channel here, you got to know that Dr. David Peck, he worked heavily with Dr. Tom Seeley. And so he is just oh man, I can't tell you, such a knowledgeable and such a smart individual. It is unbelievable. So it's going to be a privilege to have him with us on the 27th. So mark that down on your calendars. You want to be there. And you can ask Dr. Peck a lot of the questions that maybe you're wondering about. You might want to say, what about Froxan and all? Yeah, and North Carolina's coming up March the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Going to be speaking out there. Looking forward to it. And that'll be a fun meeting. So if you're in the area or want to fly out there and be a part of that meeting, they've asked me to speak, I think 3 times. And they also asked me, David, can you be available when you're not speaking to talk to people in the hallways, in between the talking sessions? And I was like, absolutely. I love that. I will do that. So it's going to be a great time. Absolutely. All right. That's all the announcements, I think. Let's do spin the wheel. And folks, get ready, because I have something I've got to share with you that I'm not looking forward to about this, but I found a new dance. Now, I've already danced twice on camera, which I'm not a good dancer. And anyway, I've already done a round dance and I've already done the waggle dance. Now, I've put another dance on here. I did a little research, and there is another dance. There's several dances that bees do, but it is called the tremble dance. My luck so far is it's been landing on the dance every time. Is this rigged? What's going on? Who's back there? So it's a tremble dance. And so if it lands on that, I'll show you what a tremble dance is. I'll tell you about it. Otherwise, we're going to keep it up there and keep it a secret. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff on here. Rapid fire questions we've already done. That's something, but we'll see. Okay, you ready? All right, you have a chance to win some things tonight, or for me to do silly things, or for you to have to answer questions or something. There goes the tremble dance. Oh, it's a giveaway. All right, there you go. We're going to give away our ultimate online beekeeping course. 7 of my courses all bundled together. Leave a comment in the comment section. Please don't leave a comment, #class, if you've already won the class. But if you haven't won the classes, #class, leave it all lowercase, leave it in the comments right now. And then in just a minute, we'll spin and we'll see which of you will win the ultimate beekeeping course. It's going to help you guys out coming into spring pretty soon, wanting to know as much as you can about bees. And I'm glad that people like this class. Somebody wrote down glass is not glass, it's class, like sitting in a class. Put it in there the right way. I want you to have a chance to win. But a lot of you told me that you've really enjoyed these classes. We've had them for years, and I'm glad to see that. Yeah. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. And some of you haven't had a chance to get them yet. So I'd love for you to get it. I will say that on occasion, on a live stream, we have been known during the live stream at the end of it to make a class available free of charge. For I think we usually do it for, 30 minutes after a live stream. Sometimes we announce that towards the end, surprise announcement. So don't ever miss a live stream, because there's a chance that one live stream coming up in the future, we will be giving away one or some of our classes, online classes, free for a certain amount of time after a live stream. So be sure, I don't want you to miss that. We do that in the spring. We want to help beekeepers. For us, it's not about making as much money as we can. It's about helping you while at the same time being able to put food on my table. For some reason, making a living and paying my bills, it does matter to me a little bit. I don't know why. I guess I was raised to pay my bills. I'm sorry, but I don't want to just be somebody that takes, money, money, money. I do want to pay my bills, but I do like helping gals out. That's why we're giving away stuff tonight. All right. So #class, Robbie. I think people have had a good chance to try to win this class tonight. Let's see who might win it tonight. So hang tight here. Robbie's going to set it up for you, and we're going to spin to see who will win tonight. Good luck, everybody. And if you don't win tonight and you do want to buy one, be sure and check us out at honeybeesonline.com. You can always purchase a class. Yep, Robbie, let's let her go. Thanks, Robbie. Oh, yeah, look at that. Wonderful. A lot of names going by. Coming back around. Forest Farms. Looks like you might be from Texas. Forest Farm, you won. If you won tonight, Forest, watching, be sure, email us at beaksquadwinner@gmail.com. See the little banner at the bottom of your screen? You need to send us an email with your email address so we can get this online courses sent to you. So email us at beaksquadwinner@gmail.com. Congratulations, Forrest. I think we should do it again. I'm feeling generous tonight. A lot of beekeepers need some spring help. I realize that. Yep. So now it's still a chance to do it again. I saw Sherry quickly taking notes there who won. So let's do it again, Robbie. All right. Now gearing up again. Here we go. It's great, isn't it? Oh, wonderful. Debbie, Richard, John, Sandra, Kenny Martin. There you go, Kenny. Congratulations, Kenny. Be sure and email us at the bottom there at beaksquadwinner@gmail.com. beaksquadwinner@gmail.com. That's wonderful. All right, guys, that's cool. Glad to help you guys out. Wonderful. And a lot of people are constantly purchasing our online courses. And I like that. I like to see people getting educated for spring. Absolutely. Did I do everything I'm supposed to do, guys? Flash something on I'm good. Okay, they say I'm good. Made all the announcements. Let's get back into some questions. I think it's be great. More question and answer time. By the way, if I don't answer your question tonight, I'll do my best to make a video tomorrow in the green chair answering your questions following up from the live stream. So that'd be a fun time too. Oh, your bees, Danny, I hate to hear that your bees died during the cold snap. I've got another Winter Be Kind board. Will I have a chance to use it this early spring before the big flow, or should I keep it frozen? Boy, that's a good question, Danny. I think you can do either both of those. It'd have to get kind of cold, though. I wouldn't really want to use it in the spring. I think I'd freeze it, use it next time. Hey, Kent, thanks for the YouTube membership there. You can always become a member of my channel to help support the cause too. Always at the end of each video at the bottom, it does say that you can join and become a Beak Squad ambassador or a Nectar novice. Well, there's Tom Copenhaver. Thanks, Tom, for your donation. Thank you, David and Sherry. Big help. You're the best. I love it when people get to learn from you. We are all better for it. Well, Tom, you're very kind. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a pleasure watching Tom grow in his beekeeping skills, and it's been great watching him expand his beekeeping operation. He's president of the Bee Club now. He's speaking around, getting people motivated in beekeeping. Great job, Tom. Yeah, you make me proud that you're a student of mine, and now you're going to pass up the teacher, I think. Well, Homer, good to see you tonight. Wow. I had 2 double deeps with plenty of honey and place Winter Be Kinds on 2. Is best way to reuse frames, freeze all, place back out in the spring. Absolutely. Freezing does help in case there's something, critters in there you don't want. But yeah, you can definitely freeze them and use them again in the spring. Yep. Absolutely. Bearded bog guy. Yeah, that kind of limits us to about half the population. No, I'm kidding. There are a lot of bearded ball beekeepers. I'll tell you that though. New beekeeper this spring. I am making foundation using a 3D printer. Wow, that's loud at night, isn't it? I see foundation manufacturers have various diameter for cell width. Do bees prefer a specific cell size? Boy, that's a real debated topic. It was heavily debated, I think, 20 or 30 years ago when we got into regressed bees down to 4 point something millimeters. Typically, I think a lot of the bee companies are around 5 millimeters. There are a lot of studies that have been done. Are you new? Oh, a new beekeeper this spring. Boy, I wish I had I wish I could measure one. Maybe I'll try to measure what a typical beehive, what a bee's, and naturally, what do they make their cell size? How wide is it? But yeah, do your research. Find a beekeeper that can pull a frame out and measure it. But it varies. It really does. Drone brood is, of course, a lot wider. Yeah. Good question. Alan, I have hyper bees. They got really excessively aggressive, and I don't know what to do with them. They just come and attack you no matter what you do. Got any ideas? Alan, I'm going to help you out a ton. It's not going to be easy, Alan. Here we go. Here's how you do it. Go out there fully suited up. You put on 2 bee suits, blue jeans, 2 bee suits, 5 pair of socks, thick gloves, rubber gloves, duct tape, anything that could possibly get a bee in your bonnet or anything. And you go out there and you inspect the hive. It's nice if you have somebody to help you. Take 2 smokers, have them both going really good. Have one person smoking the whole time. You've got a smoker too. You've got to kill that queen. It's not going to be fun. You got to go in. I mean, this is like the Marines. You got to go in and you got to take out the queen. That's all it is to it. And you got to have another queen ready to put in there the same time. I know you say, David, you told me to wait 24 hours. Not this hive. They're too mean. You don't want to open that up again. Let's take our chance. Drop a queen behind Candy. Let's keep her in there. Let's see if we can get that queen replaced. That's what you got to do. Although, Alan, I made a video 2 years ago, I think. This worked good too. Go out there, put a queen excluder. It's going to be rough too. Smoke, queen exclude every box. Every box is queen excluded. Now, when you go back out there a week later, when all the boxes have been queen excluded in a really mean hive, then what you're going to do is take one box off at a time, take it back away from that hive, put the top on over there, and then inspect one box at a time till you find the queen. That way you're not fighting 60,000 bees all at one time. You're doing it box by box. Theoretically, you could have a small number of bees in there. Brilliant. Yeah, Alan, you got to be happy about that. That's a good way to do it. I'm going to take a last question here. We got to go. Julio. Hey, I enjoy your video 2 years in the road. 2 years in a row. I lost my hive till I started watching you, really making the difference. My bees make it in the winter. Thank you so much. Well, thank you. I'm glad that I helped your bees get through the winter. That's wonderful. All right, guys, we have had 59 minutes of so much beekeeping fun tonight. My goodness, what can I say? Except thank you all for being here tonight. We had a huge crowd. Wow, so great to see all of you here. And don't forget, get ready to tackle your mites. Look at that big mite there. Isn't that a monster mite? Tackle your mites in the spring. Don't let them get a hold of your hive and kill it and weaken it all summer. And good tips for you in February. But I love you guys. I really appreciate it. I've found my tribe. I've found my family. You guys are the best. Don't let me down. I depend on you every Thursday night. You make my week. And it's just great. All of you. What a booster. What a privilege it is for me to have friends like you guys, to be so loyal and committed to support me in all the work that I do for you guys. I know I'm helping you out. I know that. Gosh, I got to tell you, you are helping me out with your kindness and just how great you guys are to always be here every Thursday night. So thanks a bundle. And be sure and watch all my videos. I hope you'll watch my green chair answer video tomorrow. I answer more of your questions that you posted here. Until then, good night. I'll see you next time.